All right, good morning and welcome to our Board of Directors meeting for the Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1. At this point, we'll begin with a roll call. David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Ellie Torres, Precinct 4.
We have a quorum. Item number 2, prayer, Mr. Ceci.
Yes, sir. Good morning, everyone. Let us pray. Father God, we ask to fill our cities, counties, state, and national political leaders with wisdom, understanding, discernment, and knowledge. We pray for our judge and 4 commissioners you've appointed to lead this great county of ours. Pray for our mayors, school board members, city council, police chiefs, district attorneys, sheriff, judges, and all who serve our local communities. Grant them favor, increase their faith, and prepare them to pursue your excellence. Draw them to you and cause them to know and fulfill your purpose, Father God. Please place people in their paths that will provide scriptural, sound, and godly counsel. For without your counsel, their plans will go awry. Impart your wisdom and revelation to them about leadership and help them to lead. Deal with our leaders about keeping their hearts and motives pure. We ask you to make their hearts pliable, willing, and obedient to your will. Cause each of their lives to glorify your name. Father God, we continue to pray for all that are battling illness. We pray for healing, that your will be done in all circumstances. Provide their families with the peace that you can only bring through your Son, Jesus. And we continue to praise you for healing that has come through you. We praise you for the successful procedure on Judge Cortez, Father God, and may he continue to recover well. Lord, who should we turn to first but you? You have given us another day. This gift calls us to come to you first, to hear you first. Our faith tells us there can be nothing better than to follow your plan. Our hope is to bring you into our lives and to other people. Our love wants us to be fuller and better. It wants to be like yours. Let us use hardship to build newer levels of trust and intimacy with you, Father God. Open our heart to seek you on your terms. Grant us the grace of deeper trust and faith in all moments of hardship. Scripture reminds us the more we seek you, the more we will find you. May we continue to seek you in everything we do, and may we always work as was working for you. We ask this all in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. We'd like to apologize for having to reschedule this meeting from Tuesday to Thursday. We are glad that everybody's here in attendance. We just had some conflicts and couldn't have a physical quorum. So thank you again for your accommodating us. Item number 3, open forum. Albert, do we have anybody signed up?
Mr. Magnus.
No, sir, we have no participants.
Okay, very well. We'll move on to item number 4, approval of the consent agenda.
Yes, sir. Consent agenda, just normal operating procedures, payments, and so forth that all been vetted by my staff. Everything's in order. Recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5.
Yes, sir. 5A, presentation, Dow County Drainage District 1, 2023 debt overview by Estrada Hinojosa Investment Bankers, financial advisor of Dow County Drainage District 1 as it relates to the bond referendum. We're just going to have a quick presentation by Noe. Hinojosa?
Well, we're sorry if you had to change your travel plans, but thank you for being here, Noah.
No. That's all good. Thank you. I'd rather be here than 28 degree in Dallas.
I allowed him to be here a little bit longer.
You're welcome.
Ice skating everywhere. Good morning, members of the board. Happy belated New Year. Looking forward. Basically, Mr. Ceci wanted us to give you an overview of the Drainage District's debt portfolio, and as you have probably seen, anything the Drainage District does as far as borrowing, you have to have the voters approve those loans. So the very first page on that presentation basically shows you the 7 loans that the Drainage District has currently outstanding. Totals up to about $240 million paid out through many years going forward. The tax rate that the district has been levying for the debt has been well within whatever was represented to the voters when the voters approve the Drainage District bonds. So as you can see on the graph below it, there's a little red line, which is an indication of what your tax levy is. So for about 6.79 cents that you levy on $100 of assessed value, you collect about north of about $34 million. So that's paying your debt pretty fast, pretty rapidly, to the point that if you do nothing in the years ahead, very likely you'll be dropping that tax rate because you cannot levy a tax unless you have debt outstanding. So Mr. Cecine and his staff, we've been meeting with them several times, provided us with a copy of, or actually with information regarding their capital needs. As you know, this drainage district continues to attempt to address all of your drainage needs countywide. So what we thought was, before we came into telling you what the needs are, we wanted to give you an idea of the options regarding calling a bond referendum so that you can present it to the voters in due time. The state law, and not being a lawyer myself, but having been in the business quite a number of years, allows you to have a bond referendum twice a year, one in May, one in November. And if you were to consider calling an election for a May referendum, you can do it not later than this February 17th. So what is being considered today is not, we're not asking for action on anything. We thought it'd be important for you to hear it for the first time, what your options were. So if you so choose that, hey, this is something you want to take to the voters, something you want to act on, that then you would probably consider having something like this at the next meeting, knowing full well that February 17th is your last date to call an election in May. So that gives you, the voters, an idea of what those needs are, just like you've done in the past. So on page 2, you'll see a number of action items required by bond counsel, by us, by your staff. And the important dates are, again, you decided to call an election before February 17th so that maybe you can hold the election on or about May the 6th. If you get the trust and support from the voters, then you will act on selling the bonds, whether it's a first tranche or second tranche of issuances, before September of this year. From our financial standpoint, we said, okay, then what are the projects contemplated? And I think Mr. Sin can go with us either today or at the later meeting. But basically what's contemplated is calling an election for about $195 million, where about $172 million is for attempting to address the regional drainage CIP that he continues to bring to you, I think, on board meetings and attempting to sort of address all your needs. And then about $23 million for various precinct-specific improvements that only you all know what those will be. If, in fact, you were to go out and borrow the 195, you look at page 4, this is a page basically that shows how your debt is structured and how your property values support this debt by you levying this tax rate of 679. The second column from left to right shows property values at $47.3 billion. These property values, I may add, are greater than the Hidalgo County taxable assessed values. To give you an idea, you grew from this year to the previous one in 22, your property values grew up by 12%. We project the growth of those values, as you can see there in the third column, by 3.5%, 3%, and so on and so forth. Unlike the county, the tax rate does not have the tax levy limitations of 3.5% growth. You can raise the tax rate to whatever you need to pay your debt. What's important here is that whatever we're contemplating is not going to raise the tax rate. If you, in fact, get the approval from the voters of 195, we are very confident that you'll be able to keep the tax rate as it is for the very short foreseeable future. From the very moment that we started working with you all, we started to develop a debt model that was paying the debt faster than the norm, so that once you were comfortable with a tax rate of 7 cents, that you would only keep that 7 cents or lower. And as it is right now, it is lower than 7 cents. So if you look at the third column from right to left, you'll see in 2023, you're levying a 6.79 cents tax levy. If you do nothing, let's say the voters do not approve any of this, you can't sell any bonds, then in '24, you'll have the same tax rate if property values grow only by 3%. But in '25 and beyond, your tax will have to be adjusted downwards to 4 cents. So what we're trying to do is take advantage of the structure of the debt model today so that whatever you do, you can keep the tax rate at 7 cents and not drop it to 4 cents. All right? So then when you get to the following page, then we just assume, hey, what if you borrow the 195? What if you get the approval and you go borrow the 195? Then if you look at that same third column from right to left, you'll see the tax rate remaining at a 6.79 cents as it is in today's tax levy. And it will remain there till about 2028. And then it drops to the 5.3 cents if you do nothing between now and 28. Now, the tax rate can continue to drop if, in fact, property values continue to rise. So if they don't rise, then, and let's say the tax rate or the tax levy drops or the tax assessed value drops, then you have to go up to collect that tax levy necessary to pay your debt service. But, historically, we've never seen tax values drop. Now, this is one approach, single tranche. I can tell you that the district has never borrowed money all in one shot. It's all about phases. So we basically put another scenario to where on page 6, where you'll see on the fifth column from left to right, that let's assume that you want to borrow just half of it. So we borrow half of it in October of 23 and look at the payment in 25. We will accelerate the payment in 25 on the fifth column, on column C, to about $13,175,000 versus your annual $6 million and change, in an effort to keep the tax rate at the level that you're accustomed to. And when you do the second sale sometime in 25, that then the tax rate never gets exceeded. And that's been the practice here. So I'll stop with that. We put a nice little graph on page 7 that kind of shows you how the red line is never exceeded by debt service, and how that dotted line stays right above over the graphs. So I'll stop here and entertain questions you may have over that of Mr. Cecine.
I just have a quick question, knowing,
Yes, sir.
I know we're looking at 195 based on projects identified. What is the most we can do without raising the tax, to stay at zero?
Well, it's a question of three things, I guess. The most important thing is having the confidence that your property values will remain where they are or get better.
Make the same assumptions you made already.
I will say that you probably could have a good 270 to 285.
Okay, that answers my question.
Yeah. And that's a real long shot of an assumption, Commissioner.
No, there's a lot of factors.
It's a very
that you
good
have to
question,
weigh.
but
Sure.
so thank you for the question.
Thank you for the answer.
It's a question for Mr. Cecine. Mr. Cecine, a few years ago, there was a regional assessment made with respect to the drainage needs of not just Hidalgo County, but all of the valley.
Yes, sir.
And that conversation or that discussion about that report has come up numerous times. Can you give the public here an idea of what type of infrastructure needs we had with respect to drainage in that report?
Well, the important thing here is, the report talks a lot about regional and talks a lot about some of the detailed improvements that need to take place in certain areas. So we have, we continue to grow as a county. We have a lot of catching up to do, to be honest with you. A lot of the improvements that we should have been contemplating a long time ago, we started here in 2015, and then obviously in 2018 with the bond election. So with the focus on this, improvements that we're looking at are trying to address a lot of the regional needs in our major channels, our North Floodwater Channel, our west, our south, everything that's the major channels that carry all the water from the cities that take it in and take it out to the Laguna Madre. So we're looking also at some improvements at Panchitas in the area there. So the bulk of this investment, what we're presenting and the projects that we're outlining correlate with those improvements that need to be done in a regional basis to impact our county. So that's the 170 plus that we're looking at focusing on.
But and I'm sorry if I phrased it incorrectly, but we had identified that roughly there was a need of about $2 billion.
Yes, I apologize, yes, yeah. In your precinct alone, in the first estimate, we had 200 million or something like that. And yes, and regionally with our main drain, the projected projects that we're currently working on at the federal level and so forth, yeah, about $2 billion worth of needs easily that we have. And we continue to grow, sir. We continue to grow. And so those numbers just keep escalating.
And the reason I bring that up is because regionally we do have a need that's been identified in historical costs.
Yes.
At $2 billion. Who knows what it would cost at today's rates? We also have to rely on the irrigation district ditches.
That's correct.
That we use through interlocal agreements to help get water out, but those were built for ag use.
That's correct.
Not for surface runoff, for new developments of hundreds of homes and things like that. So we have an antiquated system, not just from what we develop, but also the other ditches that we use within the system because they already exist, and it makes sense to use what exists through those interlocal agreements, right?
Yes, sir.
But then we brought in $188 million from our 2018 bond election, right? So my point is that in that $190 million, more or less, we're barely scratching the surface on the needs of our region because there's a $2 billion need.
That's correct.
This ability, we also got some grants. I know that you got an earmark from Congressman Vicente with respect to improving the south main drain. We got $20 million from the GLO to improve the north main drain. We got a $10 million grant on the project on northern Weslaco. So between our bond monies and between the grants that we've received, we brought in nearly $250 million, $230 million more or less.
Correct.
We're still just starting.
Yes, sir.
To really to address the needs of our area. So this may seem like a big ask, another $180, $190 million, but the truth is that there's still a lot of need out there. And it was pretty easy to identify the projects that we needed to get done in order to use this money,
yes,
that we're going to be asking for. And I think it's an important part of the conversation as we go out into the communities and share the ideas or the plans that we have with respect to drainage, because we still have a long way to go.
Yes, sir.
And we do have to partner up with our cities and make sure that our drainage district ditches can hold the volume that we're going to get from all that improved development in our areas. So I know it's a big ask. We're in a very fortunate situation that we wouldn't have to raise taxes and still be able to get $190 million, more or less, of more improvements that are much needed in our area at really no additional cost to our taxpayers. So that's a good thing, and that was very good planning, and obviously a good use of our interest rates and grants that we got from the Water Development Board at a lower interest rate. So we haven't had to put that burden on our taxpayers.
That's
so
correct.
we appreciate the work of not only the Drainage District, but also of Noe and his staff as well.
We also, in the last 12 months, we were blessed to not have any major rainstorms, but we know what happened before those 12 months, and we had unprecedented amount of rains, and we kept hearing the 100-year storm and the 500-year storm, and everybody was looking at us and saying, why do we have these 500-year storms when they're supposed to come every 5 years? But they were happening almost on a weekly basis, and if you look back, I think it was in 19, in 20. But anyway, we're also dealing with a lot more water. Hopefully that was just those couple of years, but we have to plan. When that happens, we have to plan thinking that could happen again. And so I'm looking forward to taking this to the voters and having them decide whether they want more drainage or not.
Yes, sir.
It's a really good news. That's what one of my question was, that it's not going to have a negative impact on our taxpayers. Because I know in my area, we live, the majority majority of our people don't have very good jobs or don't make a lot of money, so it would have a negative impact on my precinct if I would have to vote on something or recommend something that's going to raise taxes. However, I do have a lot of our families in colonias that are suffering with flooding issues that Mr. Raul Cesin has been very cooperative with my precinct and trying to work with some of those and help me clean and try to make improvements. But the reality is that I don't have enough money in my precinct to be able to make all the necessarily improvements that are needed. So with something like this, it's going to help the existing colonias that we can create drainage that I believe before the restrictions were that it wasn't necessary for proper drainage, and obviously that created a problem, and the rules changed.
Yes, sir.
So we would need to fix those colonias and also create new drainage for properties that cannot be subdivided. So it's stopping the growth in my precinct. So I think it's a positive to where we can create new drainage to continue the growth, and obviously because it creates new tax base, new jobs, and we just keep on moving forward. So it seems like something good.
I too, I'm just so glad to hear that this will not impact our tax rate. And I know, like you said, we're playing catch-up with some things that have fallen behind for years and years. But while we're playing catch-up, I'd also like to see if we can consider the future as well with the Raymondville drain. I know that that's been a phantom drain. Some people think it exists already in Hidalgo County when it really doesn't. It's just a stub out. But I really would like to see consideration of thinking ahead. And the longer we wait, the more expensive it gets. So that's the only thing that I'd like to see us maybe even consider as an alternate, as a second item
Yes, ma'am.
on there. Because there's no better time than today. And while we're playing catch-up, we also can't leave behind where we are.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
the
ma'am.
growth is there. The
That is
growth
correct.
is there, especially north of Edinburgh. As everyone knows, we only have one main system that takes our water out to the Laguna Madre, and it would be really, it's a necessity to start thinking and planning for a second one, and maybe perhaps even taking action to get that going.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And we're looking at all that, everything that we have at the district right now, and the bond program it helps us accelerate a lot of the improvements that we're also doing through in-house forces that we have, both design and construction. Someone asked me what happens if it doesn't pass. Well, we'll continue our efforts. It's just going to be at a much slower pace. We're constantly working to develop outfalls, to improve outfalls, to work with all the precincts and their needs. But these type of projects and allows us to invest this money more efficiently and get these projects out within 4 to 5 years versus 10 years and so forth. So Rainbow Drain being one, we have some good news coming up, so we're pushing forward for that. So we believe with some action the board will take next week will get us to a point where we can look positively in trying to get that developed quicker right now. So we're working on that, Commissioner. So.
One last thing that we all should consider, including the community, is that we won't have dollars to leverage against any state programs like
And I was
flood
going to point that out.
infrastructure
Yes, thank
funding.
you. One of the things I think
No, go ahead.
last time what we were fortunate is that we were able to, we had the bond, 2018 bond, we were able to leverage that borrowing capacity to the tune of 34 million. And out of that, 22 million was zero interest. So there's already there a plus for us, savings. And then we also received about a little over 10 million in grant money, free money. So, this year, obviously the session's ongoing. There's a big surplus being talked about at the state level, billions. So we're going to try to put ourselves in a position that we can apply for those funding if the flood infrastructure fund gets funded again, and be able to leverage our local dollars to get state dollars at zero interest and grant money as well. So that's even a greater savings. That money gets reinvested into the projects that we have at the Drainage District. As mentioned, we have, it's a small portion of what we need right now, and We continue to develop projects, and that money that comes in, we continue to invest it. And Commissioner, you touched upon the 2015, 2016, and the earmark and other projects that we have ongoing. So it's just continuing those efforts to try to develop these projects that we know impact our community, so.
In fact, I was going to add along those lines is that we probably would not be inclined if the voters were to approve the 195 for you to borrow all that money, 195 in one tranche. I would suspect that working with them, working with the state agencies and federal agencies, hold back some of that authority so that we can use that as a matching loan or money, because sometimes they'll give you a grant a lot faster if you can match up with local funds. So it may be to your best interest to hold back a portion of that and qualify for that grant money too.
Yeah, and based on what you said, as far as we can do this twice a year, either in May or in November. November may be too late to be actually leverage it against some of those state programs.
That is correct.
So it would be in our best interest to have the capacity to be able to leverage these local dollars versus state and federal programs that might allow us to get a bigger project for a fourth of the price.
Yeah. Shovel ready.
Exactly.
So if, we wanted to sort of get a consensus, an idea from all of you as board members as to whether you felt compelled to bring something to you, and if you so choose to do that, then we can have our bond council prepare a bond resolution for calling the election. And the question will be whether it's next week of the 7th or a special meeting that you may have to call no later than the 17th of February.
We have a board meeting on the 14th.
I don't know, will you have it? We were told, we weren't sure.
Based on
We're going on a holiday for the Valentine's Day or what?
Pues no sé, andan todos
I'm not
enamorados,
the
yo no
one that's
quiero decir nada.
I think that the calendar that they had sent out said we have.
I mean, if not, we could have a special meeting, it's,
What's happening?
I think the calendar that Monica sent out says we have a meeting next Tuesday and then
Yeah,
the
the
21st,
7th and the 21st.
Yes, we have a court session on the 7th.
I got you.
not on the 14th. But that's fine. I mean, I think from our perspective, well, for me, I'm in favor of, moving forward and bringing a resolution.
we're putting everything together on the 23 million based on the precinct's, needs, detail, about 5.7 million per precinct for those isolated areas that we've been discussing with all the precincts. And then obviously the bulk of the investment will be, as I mentioned, focused on the regional, the main drains that we have.
Yeah,
regional projects.
and I think it's an important thing to distinguish also that when our state and federal partners look at us to potentially give us grants or awards, they want to see if we've invested in ourselves.
Correct.
And this is an investment in ourselves, and that's always a good thing to come to the table with.
Get it ready for Tuesday,
Next Tuesday? Yes, sir.
please.
We'll
No.
get with our bond counsel and our financial advisor.
Noe, we appreciate you coming by. Do we have any other questions for Mr. Reynoso?
Thank you, Noe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Item 5B, discussion, if I may, sir? 5B. Item 5B, discussion possible action to approve Dow County District 1 submission of a bridge application for 2023 SWIFT funding cycle, State Water Implementation Fund for Texas program funding for HCD1 projects that is on the state water plan and approved for general manager to execute applications in subsequent forms.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Just thank you.
Yes, sir.
I know that this was
Yeah.
a big deal.
We're working.
We got the drainage, the reclamation project amended into the water plan. That is a big deal. So thank you very
gonna be
much
good.
for
Yes,
getting that done. We appreciate that. And now let's hope that the state invests in it as well. Thank you.
Yes, sir. 5C, discussion session, possible action regarding authorization to publish notice of local bill and compliance, Chapter 313, Texas Government Code.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
5D, discussion possible action to authorize general manager of ACD number 1 to approve the application for discharge permits which meet the minimum requirements of ACD 1 and which do not expressly require approval of the board under Chapter 56 of the Texas Water Code. Traditionally, we have the judge sign these, but these are really engineering applications. I think my staff can review it, and we can expedite them. And if I get the authorization, unless it's something outside the district that would require, judge approval, obviously, we would, be in line with the law, and we wouldn't execute anything that's not within that. So we ask for your approval.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. E1, public hearing petition for annexation being 16.47 acres of lot 234, 235, 236, and 237 out of Homeville Association, Hidalgo County Subdivision A, recorded volume 0, page 24, map records of Hidalgo County.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 You
Motion
have to have a
carries.
public hearing.
You need to.
Open the public hearing.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And let me explain what's happening here. This is the district, through the process of development. If we have a system that is serving the area, we're expanding our limits. So if we're providing services, they have to be part of the system because obviously we're going to be maintaining, so they become part of the tax base.
My apologies.
And
At this
we're
point,
doing-
we'll open the public hearing with respect to the annexation, or the petition for annexation of the 16.47 acres of lots 234, 235, 236, and 237 out of Homeville Association of Hidalgo County Subdivision A. At this time, is there anybody present to make comments with respect to this public hearing? Okay. There being none, I'll go ahead and close this public hearing, and we'll move on to item number 2.
Thank you, sir. E2, requesting approval of order granting petition for annexation as relates to 60.47 acres of lots 234, 235, 236, and 237 out of Homeville Association of Hidalgo County Subdivision A, recorded in volume 0, page 24, map records of Hidalgo County.
Motion to approve?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
F1, requesting approval of final negotiated professional service agreement, S&B Infrastructure Limited, CACDD 122062031, as it relates to professional engineering service for the project Hidalgo County Precinct 3 Drainage Assessment Projects that are approved for negotiations on 10/4/22, subject to final legal review.
Commissioners, Mr. Singh, for the record, Commissioner Vidal will be abstaining
Thank-
from any discussion and/or action.
Yes, sir.
So moved.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Let the record reflect that Commissioner Villarreal abstained from discussion and voting.
F2, acceptance and approval of work concession number 1 in the amount of $356,815 is submitted by S&B Infrastructure LTD through contract number 8, CACDD 122062031 to provide engineering service for Dow County Precinct 3 Drainage Assessment Project.
Commissioners, Mr. Singh, for the record, Commissioner Villarreal will be abstaining from any discussion and/or action.
Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Let the record reflect that Commissioner Villarreal abstained from discussion and action.
Thank you. Item G, approval of the Exercise District's sole option to renew extend contract for drug alcohol testing service with Lab Service, Inc. for the second and final year extension under the same rates, terms, and conditions stated in the contract number CACDD 119078012 with extension date effective January 29th, 2023 through January 28th, 2024.
Motion to approve?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item H, acceptance and approval of supplemental agreement number 1 to work session number 11 in the amount of $33,885.15 as submitted by BDC Engineering LLC through contract number CACDD 12102606601 to provide construction management inspection services of reconstruction of main flood water channel Weir 4.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I-1, requesting approval of supplemental agreement number 2 to work session number 1 of the professional engineering service contract CACDD 11901100423 with LNG Consulting Engineers, Inc., DBA LNG Engineers for the project South Lateral Drain 2018 bond referendum project number 34 to reflect the revised period of service to end January 31st, 2026. Legal review and compliance House Bill 1295, subject to legal review.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2, request to approve supplemental agreement number 3 to professional engineering service contract CACDD 11901100423 with LNG Consulting Engineers, Inc., DBA LNG Engineering for the project South Lateral Drain 2018 bond referendum project 34 to reflect the revised Exhibit D work schedule with an extended termination date of January 31st, 2026, subject to legal review and compliance House Bill 1295.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Second?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item J, requesting authority to advertise and approval of request for qualifications packet, including qualifications, requirements, and scope of service as attached here to for the Hidalgo County Engineering 1 pool of professional services for the following for selection of firms per project on an as-needed basis through negotiation protocols as established by the Hidalgo County Engineering 1 Board of Directors. Item 1, professional engineering service, RFQ number ACDD 12300400222 ESZ. And item 2, professional serving service, RFQ number ACDD 12300500222 ESZ.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item K, requesting authority to advertise and approve a request for qualifications packet, including qualifications, requirements, and scope of services As attached here too for Dow County Generation One, pool of professional real estate appraisal service for selection of firms per project on an as-needed basis through negotiation protocol established by the Dow County Generation One Board of Directors.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item L, requesting authority to advertise and approve RFP procurement packet, i.e. requirements, legal notice, draft requirements, agreements, et cetera, as attached here too. Title company service pool on an as-needed basis, including re-advertisement of the project in the event no responses are received or proposals are rejected and project is still required. RFP number ACDD 1-2300702221 ESZ.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item M, requesting authority to advertise and approve a competitive seal proposals packet, requirements, specifications, and plans developed by the project engineer Omar Saldua, Assistant General Manager with Ditch W0100 Gauge Structure Improvements, license LSFG 639, CSP number ACDD 1-2300802222 NDC, including the re-advertising of the project in the event no response are received and or rejected and project is still required.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 6, discussion and update on 2018 bond program projects. I was going to do an overview, but if you want, I can do it next meeting. That way, we're running a little, okay.
Sounds good.
Item 6B, 1, requesting approval of closing documents parcel 34-4 as it relates to Project 34, the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, South Lateral Drain Project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents pending final review. Item 2B2, requesting approval of closing documents parcel 34-5 as it relates to Project 34, the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, South Lateral Drain Project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents. Item B3, requesting approval of closing documents for parcel 3411 as it relates to Project 34, the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, South Lateral Drain Project, and authority for the chairman of the board to execute documents.
Motion
B1,
to
2, and
approve.
3.
6B, 1, 2, 3.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. 6C, requesting approval of closing documents parcel 1312 as it relates to Project 13, the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, Dalgo Drain, authority for chairman of the board to execute documents.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item D, requesting approval of closing documents parcel 24E10 as it relates to Project 24, the 2018 Drainage Bond Program, Mile 9 and FM 1015 project, and authority for chairman of the board to execute documents subject to final legal review.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
E1, presentation scoring grid for the purpose of ranking by the board of directors of the graded and evaluated firm submitting response CSP number ACDD 1-22065-1221 ESZ, Mile 10 North and Baseline Road, 2018 bond referendum project number 20. H2O Construction Services score 95.33, Morwell LLC 9352, Benzer Contractors 8496, Tor Equipment 7660, RBM Contractors 7385.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
E2, pursuant to the board's approval, requesting authority for the Dow County Generation 1 to negotiate a construction service agreement with the number 1 ranked firm of H2O Construction Services for the provisions construction service for CSP number ACDD 1-22065-1221 ESZ, Mile 10 North and Baseline Road, 2018 bond referendum project number 20.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item F, requesting approval of change order number 2 with Morwell LLC, CACDD 1-220240726 to reflect an increase of $138,559.75 with an additional 30 days for the project of J08 Drain Improvement 2018 bond referendum project number 15B is the recommended by the project engineer, Katia Helene Associates, subject to House Bill 1295 compliance.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Commissioner, if I remember correctly, this is the pond on Hohen?
Yes.
That we talked about getting done?
Yes, sir.
We're getting it done, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Great.
G1, approval of application payment number 7 in the amount of $197,346.78 from Morwell LLC pertaining to construction contract CCD 1-21-011-0727, Cesar Chavez, Texas Road, Canton, and Tower Improvements, project engineer of the district.
Motion
Item,
to-
I'm sorry,
Oh,
I'm going to
go
go
ahead.
through, is that
Yes,
okay? Because
sir.
they're all
Okay.
payments.
Okay.
G2, approval application payment number 5 in the amount of $117,401.53 from Morwell LLC pertaining to construction contract CACD 1-21-040-1005, Anaquitas, project engineer B to Z. Item 3, approval acceptance certificate of substantial completion for Morwell LLC pertaining to construction contract CACD 1-21-040-1005, Anaquitas. Item 4, approve application payment number 2 in the amount of $170,820 from Go Underground pertaining to construction contract CACD 1-22-019-00420, Highway 281 FM 88. Item 5, approve application payment number 5 in the amount of $161,528.40 from Gonzalez Engineering pertaining to construction contract CACD 1-21-023-0727, Mission McAllen Radar Alternate Phase 1. And item H, no, that's it. G 1 through 5. Recommend approval.
Motion to approve, G1 through 5?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item H, requesting approval and authority to notify J. Ramirez Law Firm of termination of bond counsel agreement.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 7A, discussion and update as it relates to Dow County District 1 UKG payroll service. We'll push that back one more time, and we'll bring it when we have a little more time.
Okay. You have anything for closed
We do
session?
have a closed session item, yes.
Okay, then. Pursuant to subchapter D of chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, we will be retiring to executive session.
Motion made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. It is 11:27. We will be retiring to executive session. All right, we will now, time is 11:35, and we will return to open session.
For item 9A, possible action of real estate acquisition, action is needed to authorize Mr. Sassine to proceed as discussed in the closed meeting.
So
Motion
moved.
made.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We good?
That's it, sir.
All
Yes, sir.
right, so we will now move to item 10, adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
you.
It's 11:35, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much. At this point in time, again, we apologize for the hour, but we will now call this Hidalgo County Commissioners Court meeting to order. Today is February 22nd, and it is 11:35, and we will begin with a roll call. February 2nd, 11:35. All right. David Fuentes, Precinct 1.
Eddie Cantu, Precinct 2.
Everardo Villarreal, Precinct 3.
Eli Torres, Precinct 4?
And we have a quorum. Item number 2, the Pledge of Allegiance. I believe we have Ms. Letty Chavez from the Auditor's Office leading us. No, that's, excuse me. So our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by U.S. Marine Corps veteran Jose Trevino, who will recite the Pledge of Allegiance for Commissioners Court. He is employed as a Veteran Services Officer with the Hidalgo County Veterans Office. Thank you, Mr. Trevino, for your service and for being here today. Is he here?
Glad to be here.
Thank you.
First, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Trevino. Today's prayer will be led by Ms. Letty Chavez from our Auditor's Office.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Let's bow our heads. Dear Lord, first and foremost, we would like to thank you for all the blessings you've given us. We ask you, Lord, to fill us with peace and understanding as we stand before you and pray to receive your continued blessings. Please continue being with those who ask for your blessings and protect those in need. May your peace fill their hearts and your joy shine upon them. We ask, Lord, that you place your healing hands on those who are sick, give them the peace they need, and comfort their families. We also ask that you give strength and wisdom to our leaders and guide our leaders in making the best decisions. Lord, we ask you fill our leaders with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge. Grant them the favor, increase their faith, and prepare them to pursue your excellence. In your name we pray, amen.
Thank you, Ms. Chavez and Mr. Trevino, for being here with us today. All right, we'll move on to the approval of the consent agenda. Valda?
Yes, Commissioners, under the consent agenda, I'd like to pull from consent agenda items 7A, 1, and 2.
Make a motion to approve the rest of it.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Commissioners, for the record, Commissioner Fuentes will be abstaining from consent agenda items 7A, 1, and 2. Commissioners, with that being said, if we could have a motion.
Motion made.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 5A, resolution honoring the service of Mr. Antonio Tony Barco upon his retirement from Hidalgo County. I believe Pepe is here to help us with that presentation. Mr. Barco?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Can we get him and his family up to the podium, please?
Hi, how you doing? How are you? Ready? How many members? Right. Good morning, Commissioners. Pepe Cabeza de Vaca on behalf of Commissioner David Fuentes, Precinct 1. Resolution honoring the service of Antonio Tony Barco upon his retirement from Hidalgo County. Whereas the heart and soul of Hidalgo County governmental operations are in its dedicated employees. And whereas Antonio Tony Barco is but one example of this dedication, having faithfully served the people of Hidalgo County for more than 2 decades. And whereas Mr. Barco public service is not limited to his tenure with Hidalgo County, but includes service to his country as a member of the United States Army, service to his hometown of Elsa, first as city commissioner, then as 2-term mayor, 2 terms as school board trustee for the Ed Couch Elsa Independent School District, and a member of the City of Elsa Economic Development Corporation. And whereas Mr. Barco was born and raised in Elsa to Juan Mendez and Dolores Rocha Barco, having graduated from Ed Couch Elsa High School in 1967 before joining the U.S. Army, then earning a bachelor's degree from Ferris State College in Michigan in 1978. And where Mr. Barco has been married to Alicia Zúñiga Barco for 53 years, helping raise 2 sons and 2 daughters, and helping to spoil 10 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren. Whereas Mr. Barco began his service to Hidalgo County in 1999, working for the county clerk's office before transferring to the county judge office in 2000, and ultimately serving as assistant director of the Hidalgo County Urban County Program since 2002. Mr. Barco retires having completed 24 years of public service to the citizens of Hidalgo County. Now thereof, it will be resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court acknowledge the public service contributions of Antonio Tony Barco upon news of his decision to retire, and proclaims its gratitude to Mr. Barco for his service to his country, to his community, and to Hidalgo County, while wishing him every blessing and good fortune in this next chapter of his life. Approved this 2nd day of February 2023.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Commissioner. And thank you, all commissioners here, Judge Cortez. It's been a pleasure working for Hidalgo County, Urban County Program. And the other departments that I work for, actually I started working for an agency by the name of ACCDC, Associated City Economic Development Corporation, in April of 1976. I started in Hidalgo County. But anyway, for the last couple of weeks, once I found out this presentation was going to be done, and I want to thank Commissioner Fuentes and every Commissioner Torres, Commissioner Villarreal, Commissioner Cantu, our county judge, and I hope he recovers well and soon. I want to thank all of you. But as I was thinking about what to say this morning, there were so many different things, and I thought about writing something down, but it would take forever probably to do so. So I guess I'm going to cut it short. First of all, I want to thank again all of you, Mr. Guerra, that I've known for a good while, all the county, urban county staff, especially Mr. Pierre Avila, our director, that has been sort of difficult the last few years with the virus and everything else. Thank them for all their support while I was working for the Urban County Program. And most of all, I want to thank my wife, my family. This job that we have, and you all understand, is very difficult at times, and we sacrifice our families quite a bit. I have done that. I'm guilty of that, and I want to thank my wife for so many years that she's put up not only with my elected positions that I've had, but also this kind of work. Community development takes quite a bit of time, and you really get involved. And I believe that the program that I work for is one of the most important ones and vital to this county. And I hope it continues doing what we've been doing all these years. So with all of that, I want to thank all of you, my wife, my children, grandchildren, and a few great-grandchildren that we have. So thank you all, and really appreciate this honor. And you all have a good day, and we'll see what happens from now on. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Belinda, you're with UTRGV?
Yes.
Okay, we'll move on to item 5B.
Good morning, Commissioners. Belinda Reyes, representing Precinct 4, requesting approval on item 5B, AI 89339. This is a resolution in honor of UTRGV School of Medicine Physician Training Program accreditation. Whereas in June of 2013, the Texas Legislature approved the creation of the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley and its School of Medicine, and whereas the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley School of Medicine welcomed its charter class of 55 medical students in the summer of 2016, and whereas the UTRGV School of Medicine's graduate medical education program oversees and sponsors 19 different residencies and fellowship programs in the Rio Grande Valley. And whereas the 19 programs are made up of partnerships between the School of Medicine and hospitals within the Rio Grande Valley that train resident physicians. And whereas since 2014, the graduate medical education program has trained more than 284 residents, and the program has an estimated 256 doctors in training this year alone. And whereas since 2014, the Accreditation Council of Graduate Medical Education, charged with evaluating and accrediting programs across the United States, has continuously accredited the UTRGV School of Medicine's Graduate Medical Education Program. And whereas in a letter dated January 11, 2023, the Accreditation Council for Graduate Medical Education found the university's GME program in continued good standing. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes and congratulates the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley School of Medicine of its newest accreditation that continues to help fill the demand for physicians in the state of Texas and the Rio Grande Valley. Requesting approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. We have with us representatives from the School of Medicine, as well as our president of the university, Dr. Guy Bailey.
Thank you so much. We deeply appreciate not only this resolution, but the ongoing support that you've provided since the beginning of the medical school. Without your partnership, this school wouldn't exist. The residency programs that were just reaccredited, and they've been accredited every year since 2014, are key for producing the doctors we need here. We've had about 300 students graduate. Half of those practice here. They stay here. And those are the internists, the surgeons, who are replacing the folks who are aging out here. They're absolutely crucial. And here's the important thing. 20% of those who have graduated have stayed on as faculty members at UTRGV. This is a wonderful program. This is where our next generation of doctors are coming from. Without your support, we couldn't do it. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. For agenda item 5C, proclamation recognizing February 6th as National Time to Talk Day. Whereas Time to Talk Day, which is nationally observed on February 6th, draws attention to mental health and the importance of reaching out to others. And whereas the day aims to help people open up and be honest about mental health without the fear and stigma often attached to the topic. And whereas it can be daunting to express personal struggles, and because of this, many people keep everything bottled up. By opening up, the likelihood of those suffering to seek help increases, which can be crucial to the healing process. And whereas since Time to Talk Day first launched in 2014, it has sparked millions of conversations in schools, homes, workplaces, in the media, and online. Whereas in the present time, understanding perceptions surrounding mental health has come a long way. Experts have a better knowledge of the causes and how to treat them, but there are still many misconceptions attached to the subject the public has yet to fully understand. Time to Talk Day hopes to break down the stigma and raise awareness to this ever-changing topic. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby proclaims February 6, 2023 as National Time to Talk Day and urges all county citizens to help raise awareness about mental health and be a part of changing the narrative. Approve the second day of February.
Motion approved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
We have Ms. Monica Rodriguez from Tropical Texas Behavioral Health.
Thank you, Commissioners. Today we celebrate Time to Talk Day, and this is an opportunity for our communities, schools, workplaces to have the conversation about mental health and why it's so important to those around us. Thank you for honoring that today and having us here. Thank you.
Was there anybody else?
I was Googling right now. I just wanted to make sure that 988 line was still available, and it is. And so as we talk about mental health, we always need to remind people that 988 is available for people that are in a dire situation.
Yes, it is available, and the opportunity to break the stigma is what cultivated that National Time to Talk opportunity. And so that's why I've been able to serve alongside this community who really advocates for mental health awareness and the opportunity to change those conversations, because as we know, one conversation can save a life. And so I'm very privileged to serve alongside our community.
Thank you.
We appreciate what y'all do. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for being here and being patient with our long meeting.
And Commissioners, the same group will also be participating for Agenda Item 5D, which is proclamation observing National School Counselors Week. Whereas National School Counseling Week is observed from February 6th through the 10th, and this year's theme is Helping Students Dream Big, and whereas sponsored by the American School Counselor Association, National School Counseling Week brings awareness to the priceless contribution of school counselors in the United States. And whereas they help parents focus on ways to further the educational, personal, and social growth of their children, while also working with educators to help students explore their potential and set realistic goals for themselves. And whereas counselors seek to identify and utilize community resources that can enhance and complement comprehensive school counseling programs and help students become productive members of society. They help prepare each student to succeed in an ever-changing world by providing support specific to their interests. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby proclaims February 6th through the 10th as National School Counselors Week and urges all county citizens to help raise awareness about the important emotional and social effect that school counselors have on students, families, and our society. Approved this second day of February 2023.
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you all.
Now I have Ms. Sofia Hinojosa.
Good morning, all. My name is Sofia Hinojosa, and I am the Coordinator for Student and Social Services with Edinburgh CISD. And I am here to accept the proclamation on behalf of our Mental Health Coalition members. First, we would like to thank Judge Cortez and the rest of the commissioners for allowing us to shed light on the amazing work that our school counselors do for our students. So National School Counseling Week began in 2011, sponsored by the American School Counseling Association. It highlights the significant impact that school counselors have in aiding students during their schooling years. As school counselors, we assist students not only focus on academic and career development, but also help raise awareness about mental health, and we are creating a positive narrative on that topic. National School Counseling Week takes place the first full week in February. This year we celebrated from February the 6th through the 10th. The theme is School Counselors Helping Students Dream Big. And that's what we do as school counselors. We help students dream big. Awesome. Yes. So we spend countless hours assisting students with scholarship applications, academic plans, social emotional support, and crisis intervention. When a student walks into our office, they are the priority. So today, we encourage everyone to take a moment to thank your local school counselors for their tremendous impact in students' academic success and emotional well-being. And today we do have a special thanks because we do have several of our Edinburgh CISD school counselors in attendance, as well as two of our assistant superintendents here, Dr. Torres and Dr. Garza. So thank you so much.
You good?
Good.
All right.
It's very lopsided.
Okay, everybody?
No, over here at the end. Can you go over here? Fill up this side a little bit. You too, please. And then one more, at least. And then the gentleman in back, you need to come forward a little bit and squeeze in. Yes, that's much better. We can take your photos for you, so you're not in the range. You want me? Yes. Y'all can get in the. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we have. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Carlos, you can help take them too. Okay, here's one for the first one. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. This one, I mean, I don't know. I can't do it.
It's okay, it's okay.
It says enter passcode.
I hope
This one
yours
too.
is okay, right? Is your phone? That's his phone.
I got it. Oh, this is it, right? Okay, but this one is, you need to do a.
That's my phone, you don't have to see that one.
Oh, okay, this is Commissioner's phone. Sorry. And then, yeah, the passcode. No, it's not here. It says enter passcode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get ready. Miss Artist, I can't see your face on the end.
There we go.
I can't see you. Okay, now I can. The lady in front of Miss Artist, a little bit this way. Yes, thank you. And Miss Artist, a little bit more that way.
There we go.
There you go. Okay. Thank you very much. And 1, 2, and 3. Got it.
Anything else we need to mention? Yes, I'm going to mention it right now.
Jackie, can you guys?
Good, agency right now is in the process of actually producing the plans. So hopefully they're told us at March.
Good.
Judge, like what he gave us, 500, he gave us everybody's name. We're going to use that, plus I think we assigned to do this one.
We have separate projects.
2 different projects. And what I'm going to try to do is from the middle, which is roughly now 11, try to connect north.
Through a ditch also, or?
Because we have some projects that are going on there. So I'm trying to see how we create.
At least leave you some nice level land.
Because we have a big project on the 11 where we're trying to figure out a way to come northwest side.
We're gonna go from pretty much no miles to, we'll be on the map with all the projects we're going.
If I can connect to you, that's.
District 6. We're working on it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for one of these wonderful proclamations. We're going to take some items out of order, Valde.
Yes, sir. Commissioners, for the 449th District Court.
Is this item 7?
Item 7.
Item 7, I believe we have Judge Renee.
Judge Renee Bedford.
Go ahead, Judge.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. I'm coming back today to the Commissioners Court to just request again authorization and approval to submit grant applications to the Office of the Governor for both specialty courts, the Lifelines, the Girls Mental Health Court, and the Juvenile Drug Court. Last year, we were awarded a grant for both courts. We are actually at this time, that's why I'm not there before you, so excuse my absence. At this time, we are actually getting ready to launch both courts. We're in training with our special team, and we're going to be hopefully servicing 25 girls in the Girls Mental Health Court and 25 participants in the Juvenile Drug Court. So it's time for us to renew this grant, and so I'm coming to you all to ask for the authorization and approval of that, and also approval of resolution in support of both the Hidalgo County Juvenile Drug Court program, which is item A1 89367, and item A1 89370 is the approval and authorization as well to submit the grant application for the Lifeline, the Girls Mental Health Court.
Would you like to
And
read?
go ahead.
Would you like to go ahead and read agenda? I'm guessing 7A.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And so it's the same language for both. If you all don't mind, can I add it together
It's okay.
on the resolution, or do I need to read each
Everything under
resolution
7.
separate?
I'm sorry?
As long as it's stated on the record.
Yeah, I think as long as you can read everything that's under 7, read what you would like for us to consider.
Okay, so whereas the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court finds it in the best interest of the citizens of Hidalgo County that fiscal year of 2024 Hidalgo County Juvenile Drug Court program be operated for a period of September 1st, 2023 to August 31st, 2024. That the County of Hidalgo Commissioners Court understands that there's no matching funds requirements for the said project, and whereas the County of Hidalgo Commissioner Court agrees that in the event of loss or misuse of the Office of Governor funds, the County of Hidalgo Commissioners Court assures that the funds will be returned to the Office of the Governor in full. And also that the County of Hidalgo Commissioners Court designate the Hidalgo County Judge as grantee authorized official. The authorized official is given the power to apply for, accept, reject, alter, or terminate the grant on behalf of the applicant's agency. Therefore, be it resolved that the County of Hidalgo's Commissioner Courts approves the submission of this grant application for the fiscal year 2024 Hidalgo County Juvenile Drug Court Program to the Office of the Governor, Criminal Justice Division Specialty Court Grant Programs. And that is also the same language for the Juvenile Mental Health, Girls Mental Health Court as well.
Judge, I think we took a couple of items out of order.
Yeah, so.
Did I? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. The first item that needs approval is 7A and B, and those are both the budget adjustments for the two.
Oh, okay.
So let's see those.
Sorry about that.
Can you go
I
ahead?
thought we were going to do the resolution first.
I'm sorry. Can you go ahead and read the agenda item 7A? Just as it's written on the agenda?
7A is, so this is a budget adjustment, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it's the 449 District Court Juvenile Drug Court Program Grant approval to submit a budget adjustment for fiscal year 2023 Hidalgo County Juvenile Drug Court Program Grant number 4426001. This budget adjustment is not going to increase or decrease the total amount of the budget. It's just allowing us to utilize the money for other areas for purposes of the grant.
Motion to approve 7A?
That's 7B.
That's 7B.
7B?
Yeah.
She read 7B.
Motion.
I read 7B.
Yes,
Motion
ma'am.
to approve?
That's
Second.
Second, yes.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Go ahead and read 7A, Judge.
Okay, so this is now the again, the Juvenile Lifelines Girls Mental Health Court Program grant approval to submit a budget adjustment for fiscal year 2023 Hidalgo County Lifelines Girls Juvenile Mental Health Court Program grant. And again, this budget adjustment will not increase or decrease the total amount of the budget. It will update only the travel, personnel, and office supply descriptions.
And that's grant 44266101.
Yes, sorry, grant number 44266101.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. 7C, Judge?
You don't, and Judge, you don't have to read the resolution again, it's
Yeah, just read
the item
the
approving.
agenda language. That's it.
Got it, thank you. Okay, so 7C, I have 449 District Court, Hidalgo County Lifeline Girls Juvenile Mental Health Court Program. Number one, authorization approval to submit grant application to the Office of the Governor's Criminal Justice Division Specialty Court Grants Program for fiscal year 2024 in relation to the Hidalgo County Lifelines Girls Juvenile Mental Health Court Program for the period of September 1st, 2023 to August 31st, 2024.
And go
Number
ahead
two.
and do two
Go ahead.
and three, yeah. Read 2
Do you
and
want-
3 as well. Yeah, go ahead.
Number two is approve a resolution in support of the Hidalgo County Lifeline Girls Juvenile Mental Health Court Program and to designate the county judge as a grantee's authorized official with authority for Commissioners Court governing body to execute resolution. And number three is approval for county judge as authorized official to e-sign application and all related documents under e-grants.
Motion approved D 1, 2, and 3.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Just to make it clear, that was C 1, 2, and 3.
That was 7C.
Yeah, 7C, 1, 2, and 3, yes.
Those.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Judge.
So now we're moving on to 7D, correct?
Correct.
D like
Okay.
D, and just go ahead
Yes.
and read the agenda items.
So again, for 7D, we have number one, authorization or approval to submit grant application to the Office of the Governor, Criminal Justice Division Specialty Court Grants Program for fiscal year 2024 in relation to the Hidalgo County Juvenile Drug Court Program for the period of September 1st, 2023 to August 31st, 2024. Number two is approve a resolution in support of the Hidalgo County Juvenile Drug Program and to designate the county judge as a grantee, authorized official with authority for Commissioners Court governing body to execute resolution. And number three, the approval for county judge as authorized official to e-sign application and all related documents under e-grants.
Motion to approve 7D 1, 2, and 3.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you so much. I apologize for the confusion. My staff does a great job in putting everything together, but I think we were a little bit out of order. And again, thank you all for your support. I know this has been a long project that we've been working on, and so it's ready to launch, and I'm looking forward to getting this done, especially in helping some of these young ladies and young men no longer have a history in our juvenile system. And if I can just, for 1 second, thank also Rosie Martinez, who I know with the DA's office, along with Ramiro Sendejo, they have been instrumental in helping myself make sure that we're following all the guidelines of the grant and make sure that we're getting anything that we need to be done as per the grant requirements. So I really do appreciate their assistance, along with our new DA, Mr. Palacios. I think Mr. Palacios, next time we come back for this, he might be here instead of me, and it may hopefully go through the DA's office so that they can kind of handle these grants all together. But again, I appreciate y'all's support for this, and I'm hoping to come back soon and report to our first graduating class, and hopefully the next 6 months.
Well, thank you for your efforts in helping the juvenile community and all the kids in our area. So thank you so much, Judge.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
You too. Valde, anything else?
Yes, Commissioners, with your permission, item 16, as there is something pressing on that agenda.
Item 16,
Health and Human Services.
Health and Human Services. You have Eddie here.
Yes. Mr. Olivares or Ms. Irene? Mr. Olivares.
Yes, sir, right here, sir.
Thank you. If you could please.
Go ahead,
Items.
items. 16.
Item 16A, requesting approval to appropriate the Health Administrative Program income budget in the amount of $280,000 for the period of January 31st, 2023 through December 31st, 2023, sir.
Commissioners?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B is requested approval to submit grant renewal application and budget for TB State fiscal year 2024 program. The awarded amount is $916,443 with a required match of $183,289, which has been appropriated within our budget for this year, sir. That's number one.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number two is requesting approval to submit the grant renewal application and the budget for the Public Health Emergency Preparedness FY 2024 program. The award amount is $592,548 with a required local match of $59,255, sir, and that's within our budget and it's been allocated for this year.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Number three, sir, is requesting approval to submit the grant renewal application and budget for the Preventative Health and Health Services FY 2024 program. The award amount is $125,000 with no local match.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Next item, sir, with your permission, is requesting approval to submit an application to NACHO, the National Association of City County Health Officials Scholarship Program. The scholarship recipient will be reimbursed $2,500 for the cost of obtaining a certification in infection control or an associate in infection prevention control entry-level certification. Some of our staff, sir, are applying for this because of epidemiologists, and there is a cost to this, but this is a scholarship that will offset any cost to them to become certified as infection control officers.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
The next section of their healthcare funding district, sir, is 1A, discussion, consideration, and approval to draw down funds for demonstration year 12 UC advanced payment in the amount to be determined by Health and Human Services Commission instructions for the local provider participation funds, the LPPF, with a transfer date of February 3rd, 2023, and a settlement date of February 6th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Okay, item B is approval of certification of revenues and is certified by the county auditor for the local provider participation fund in the amount determined by Health and Human Services Commission final instructions. The amount is, sir, $13,490,638.30. $14,490,638.30, and this is from the hospitals that is contributed to this fund. This is a fee from the hospitals.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And Mr. Olivares, for the
Yes, sir.
record, the transfer date and the settlement date were updated, correct?
Sir, just for the court's information, Mr. Guerra and his office, along with Irene Rangel, did a tremendous job working with the state, along with our auditor's office, Ms. Fong, and Ms. Leo, the treasurers. This became very difficult, but due to weather and Austin, they actually prolonged the date, which gave us more time to deal with this issue. But this was a big operation to help local hospitals, upward of $40 million. So we want to thank Mr. Guerra and all of them for helping us with this. But this is the correct dates as of this morning, sir.
As you read them into the record, correct?
Correct, sir. February 3rd is the transfer date, and the settlement date is February 6th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's already been read and acted upon. Great. So, thank you, Mr. Olivares, and if you could please work with the auditor's office and the treasurer's office so that we can get this processed.
Sir, I have one little item there. Item C is approval appropriations of funds for the local participation provider fund in the amount determined by Health and Human Services Commission of $13,490,638.30.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Hey, Mr. Guerra, thank you. We will work with the auditors and the treasurer's office. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And Commissioner, I do have one other, or two more items out of order. The first one being Head Start. If we could take item 17 next.
All right.
Head Start? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you, Mr. Mayor. My apology. I did not see you.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We are requesting approval of application and certification for payment for invoice number 20353 in the amount of $1,798.41 and invoice number 20356 in the amount of $834.71 for professional services submitted by B2Z Engineering Construction Management Engineer through contract C21-0040921 AS for the Hidalgo County Head Start Program, Learning Environments and Discovery Classrooms.
Motion to approve?
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you, sirs.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much. And Commissioners, I do apologize, but with your permission, there is something pressing. If we could please go to closed session.
Does Oscar have something?
Chief Montaya, you have,
You have a bunch? Okay. Okay, you want to go to executive session?
yes, please.
All right.
Just call it in, Oscar. Mayor, just call it in.
We need a motion.
Hold up.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Motion made
I'm-
to go into executive session?
Give me 1 second. Let me just read the codes. Well, I'm missing that page. Okay, there we go. All right, so at this point in time, pursuant to Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, Sections 551071, 551072, 551074, and 551087, we will be retiring to executive session. Can I have a motion to that effect?
Motion made? Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye, motion carries. It's 12:20, and we will go to executive session. All right, it is now 2:01, and we'll convene back in open session. At this time, we'll go back to the agenda order. Item number 6, open forum.
Yes, sir. We do have one participant, Ms. Fern McClarity. Ms. McClarity, there is a 3-minute time limit, and I will advise you when there is 1 minute, and I will start when you start.
Well, I was hoping that Precinct 3 would be here.
He's coming, I think.
On 8 and 9/22, Agenda Item 17G1, Precinct 3 purchased one 2022 Chevrolet Suburban for $46,627. Where is it? Why not use it for yourself and any travel for your office staff? That's what I was told at the last meeting. But Precinct 3, on 1/17/23, you leased, I understand, a 2023 Chevrolet Suburban, and did it cost $89,255? It has heated and ventilated, cool driver front and back seats. They heat up, cool your behind. Heated second row seat, heated steering wheel, cameras in the front and back. They have a lane change alert, blind spot alert, heated power adjusted outside mirrors, perforated leather seats. I believe it's 4-wheel drive, hands-free power lift gate, power sunroofs, which will sooner or later leak, power retractable step on the outside. Most people that are poor in Hidalgo County could live in this thing and be kept warm and healthy during their time of need. One, on 10/22/2019, 13G, Head Start bought a Suburban for $39,715. It had cloth seats, rubber floor, just a running board that stayed there. It didn't go in and out, and it was a plain Jane. On 8/9/2022, 17E1, Precinct 1 bought a pickup. It was a crew cab, cloth seats for $42,885.65. On that agenda, they had a backup of number 7, a Chevrolet Suburban for $43,307. And today, it is not my intent to focus on any one commissioner, but my comments are intended for all the commissioners. You can not say that you're working for the people and spend the money like this on vehicles. $90,000? My God, this is unbelievable. Based on the number of calls I'm getting, you need to understand that the people are watching, salaries increasing, forcing employees to leave so that you can hire your friends, relatives, and loved ones. There are a lot of people saying, boy, did we make a mistake. So the voting and people that are watching what's going on, this is ridiculous to get vehicles that cost this much money and cost the taxpayers to pay anything like this. And like I said, I'm ashamed that the commissioner's not here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Any other speakers?
No, sir. Ms. Yaneli, Ms. Cantu?
No, sir, no other participants.
Just on behalf of the Commissioners Court, I think we'd like to wish or extend Judge Cortez our thoughts and prayers and, hope for a speedy and successful recovery. We all wish him well and we miss him. So, Judge, I know you're watching. Please come back soon. But make sure you take care of yourself as well. Item number 8, District Attorney's Office.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Rosalinda Cantu presenting for the District Attorney's Office. Item 8A, the DA's Office Border Prosecution Grant, Fund 1281. We're asking for approval of number 1, 2, and 3. Authorization and approval to apply for the fiscal year 2024 Border Prosecution Unit Grant for the period of September 1st, 2023 through August 31st, 2025 with the Office of the Governor Homeland Security Grants Division through the E-Grants program. We're also asking for approval of resolution for the fiscal year 2024 BPU grant to designate Judge Richard Cortez as the grantee's authorized official with authority for Commissioners Court governing body to execute the resolution, and also asking for approval for County Judge as authorized official to e-sign the application and all related documents on e-grants.
Motion approved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 8B, the DA's Victim Assistance Program Grant, Fund 1281. We're asking for approval to submit a budget adjustment for the fiscal year 2021 Victim Assistance Program Grant, number 2924305.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 9A, HIDA Task Force. We're fiscal year 2020 HIDA Task Force Fund 1291. We're asking for authorization and approval to accept a third-year extension request on fiscal year 2020, grant number G20SS0002A HIDA Task Force grant from December 31st, 2022 to March 31st, 2023.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 9B, HIDA Task Force Fund 1291. We're asking for approval to accept the fiscal year 2020 reprogram request from South Texas HIDA for fiscal year 2020 grant funds and related intra-departmental transfer.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rosie. Item number 10, Sheriff's Office. Thank you, Mayor.
Well, thank you, Commissioners. And we too, at the Sheriff's Office, wish Judge Cortez a speedy recovery. I'm here, this is Oscar Montoya, Division Chief, on behalf of Sheriff J.E. Higuera. I have multiple items here. I'll start with item 10A, body-worn cameras. We're asking for authorization and approval to apply for body-worn camera grant, Office of the Governor, Public Safety, Office Criminal Justice Division for the period of 9/01/23 through 8/31/2024. Item 2, authorization for County Judge to e-sign the required documents under e-grants as authorized official. And I believe that's a typo, but it's item 3, authorization for the County Judge to certify grant applications under e-grants as authorized official.
Motion approved. 10A,
Second.
1, 2, 3.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Do you mind if I read them all?
Yep.
Everything within the group?
Within B,
Commissioner?
yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
thank you, sir. Okay, moving on to item B, sir. Sheriff's Office, LEPTA FY23 grant application, authorization and approval to apply for the LEPTA FY23 grant with the Office of the Governor's Public Safety Office, Homeland Security for period 9/01 through 8/31/25, and authorization for the county judge to require documents under the E-grant as authorized official, And item 3, authorization for county judge to certify grant application under E-Grant as authorized official.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. And item C, General Victims Assistance Grant, VOCA as we call it, authorization and approval to apply for FY 2022 General Victims Assistance Grant Program, VOCA, with the Office of the Governor's Criminal Justice Division for the period of October 1st, 2023 through September 30th, 2024. And then C2, authorization for the county judge to e-sign the required documentation under E-Grants as authorized official. 3, authorization for the county judge to certify grant application under E-Grants as authorized official.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item D, JLEO DOJ U.S. Marshals 1284, approval to accept additional overtime funding from the U.S. Department of Justice, U.S. Marshals Service for one officer in the amount of $19,300 for FY 2023, which would be October 2nd, 2022 through September 30th, 2023. 2, request authorization to continue to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions. Approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for FY 2023 DOJ USMS overtime funds in the amount of $19,300 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Item E, Sheriff's Rifle Resistant Body Armor Grant. Authorization and approval to apply for the FY 2024 Rifle Resistant Body Armor Grant with the Office of the Governor, Public Safety Office, Criminal Justice Division for the period of 9/1/23 through 8/31/2024. Authorization for the county judge to e-sign the required documents under E-Grants as authorization official. Authorization for the county judge to certify grant applications under E-Grants as authorized official.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item F, acceptance and approval of invoices as submitted by Happen Associates, Inc. for professional engineering services under WA number 1C-21-0522-12-28 for the Willacy County Jail Facility through the current agreement. We have invoice 100-88626 for the amount of $187,000. And this is, by the way, is for phase 1, which I think is it. It's going to be it, just phase 1.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Going on to item G, Jail Commissary, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor and appropriation of funds in the amount of $58,634.95. This is for an organic solution to disinfect our jail.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item H, approval of Sheriff CCP 59, approval of 2023 appropriations of funds into the Sheriff's Office CCP 59 from the unassigned fund balance in the amount of $250,000.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then we have Jail Commissary again, 2102, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor and appropriations of funds in the amount of $32,000.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And for the final item, item J, body worn camera grant, 1284. 1, authorization to request a grant adjustment for a 12-month extension for the sheriff's body worn camera grant. And then item 2, authorization for the judge to certify the adjustment on E-Grants.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you very much, Commissioners. God bless you guys. Have a great day.
God bless you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
Item number 11, Constable Precinct 1.
Yes, good afternoon, Commissioners. Sergeant Jorge Salazar for Constable Precinct 1, Celestino Avila Jr. Item 11A, authorization and approval to apply for fiscal year 2024 local border security program grant for the period of September the 1st, 2023 through August 31st, 2024 with the Office of the Governor Homeland Security Grants Division through E-Grants. approval of resolution for fiscal year 2024 for LBSP grant to designate County Judge Richard Cortez as grantee authorized official with authority for county judge to execute the resolution, and authorization for the county judge to e-sign application and all related documents under e-grants as the authorized official.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
11B, approval of memorandum of understanding between Immigration and Custom Enforcement, Homeland Security Investigations, and Hidalgo County Constables Precinct 1 with authority for Constable Celestino Avila Jr. as authorized official to execute agreement and all related documents for the purpose of the reimbursement of overtime costs inquired for joint operations, authorization to pay overtime reimbursable under the grant terms and conditions. Item 3, approval to accept overtime funding from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Immigration and Custom Enforcement, Homeland Security Investigations in the amount of $15,000. And approval to certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for ICE, HSI overtime funding and appropriation of same.
Motion approved?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item 12, Constable Precinct 3.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I'm Chief Deputy Jerry Zamora with Larry Gallardo, Precinct 3. Under 12A, approval of the 2023 appropriation of Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 3, Chapter 59 Fund in the amount of $28,570.40.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
12B, approval of the 2023 appropriation of Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 3 Federal Sharing U.S. Treasury Fund in the amount of $450.27.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
12C, approval of the 2023 appropriations of Hidalgo County Constable 3 Leo SE Special Education Fund in the amount of $3,795.17.
Commissioners, I'm sorry, before you take any action, there is a correction to be made on that dollar amount as per the auditor's office. So the correction is, or the dollar amount to be approved is $3,395.17.
Okay.
Okay. Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you for the correction. Also, 12D, approval of the 2023 appropriation of Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 3 Federal Sharing the DOJ in the amount of $2,876.86.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Chief. Item 13, Constable Precinct 4.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. 13A, Constable Precinct 4, A1-89392, discussion, consideration, and approval to appoint Jose Luis Barrera Jr. as a Deputy Constable by my office, Constable Gaitan, Constable Precinct 4, in accordance with Texas Local Government Code, Section 86.011.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
13B, A1-89271, presentation and discussion of 2022 racial profiling report as presented by Hidalgo County Constable Precinct 4 Department in accordance with Article 2.133 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure.
Motion to approve? Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
13C, A1-89274, Constable Precinct 4 Local Border Security Program, LBSP 1284. C1 authorization and approval to apply for the fiscal year 2024 Local Border Security Program, LBSP, grant for the period of September 1st, 2023 to August 31st, 2024 with the Office of the Governor, Homeland Security Grants Division through e-grants. C2, approval of resolution for fiscal year 2024 LBSP grant to designate Judge Richard Cortez as grantee's authorized official with the authority for county judge to execute the resolution. C3, authorization for county judge to e-sign application and all related documents under e-grants as authorized official.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries.
13D, A1-89286, Constable Precinct 4 fiscal year 2023, Selective Traffic Enforcement Program STEP, Impaired Driving Mobilization Grant 1284. D1, authorization approval to accept grant award for the fiscal year 2023 Selective Traffic Enforcement Program STEP, Impaired Driving Mobilization Grant with the Texas Department of Transportation through e-grants for the period of December 13, 2022 to September 7, 2023 in the amount of $4,998.93 with the authority for county judge as authorized official to accept the award electronically. D2, approval to pay overtime reimbursement under the grant terms and conditions. D3, approval of certification of revenues as certified by the county auditor for the fiscal year 2023, a STEP impaired driving mobilization grant award of $4,998.93 to include the in-kind match of $1,250 for a total appropriation of $6,248.93.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
13E, A-89355, Constable Precinct 4, Chapter 59, 1231, approval of 2023 appropriation of fund balance for Constable Precinct 4, Chapter 59, in the amount of $288,779 with 40 cents.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Lastly, DF, approval to reimburse Chief Orlando Sanchez in the total amount of $375 with 80 cents for the insurance and shipping expenses incurred, and with authority for county treasurer to issue payment after review, audit, and processing procedures are completed by the county auditor.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioner. That's all I've got.
Thank you, Constable. Item 14, Human Resources. Eric?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Erika Reina for the Department of Human Resources. Item 14A, I'm requesting a waiver of the following if applicable for the personnel items listed. I need action on item number 3, the budget amendment policy, personnel related amendments.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14B is approval to appoint Edith Chavero, student at UTRGV, as an intern under the Hidalgo County Domestic Relations Office for the period of January 31st, 2023 through May 31st, 2023.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14C, approval of the appointment of interest from the Rio Grande Valley College to participate in the WIC Health Clinics for the period of January 31st, 2023 through March 31st, 2023.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14D for the tax office, approval of following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. Requesting to delete slot 0166, a clerk 2 grade 3, and to create slot 0263, a deputy clerk 1 grade 5. This is in accordance with their organizational structure. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14E for Precinct 3 Road and Bridge, approval of the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. Requesting to delete slot 0003 and equipment operator 1 grade 6 and create slot 0023 and equipment operator 3 at a grade 10. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14F for the 275th District Court, approve the following personnel actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. The court is requesting to delete the interpreter allowance from slot 0006 in the amount of $6,000 and add the exact same amount to slot 0004, an assistant court coordinator. I recommend approval.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14G for the Health Department from the PHEP grant, approve of the following actions effective next full pay period, February 13, 2023. This is to delete slot 0007, a licensed vocational nurse 2, grade 11, and slot 0014, an assistant public health preparedness coordinator at a grade 13, and to create slot 0024, a licensed vocational nurse 3 at a grade 13. I recommend approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14H for Precinct 4 from Road and Bridge, approval to create a full-time temporary position effective upon Commissioners Court approval through December 31st, 2023. This is to create slot T121, a mechanic 1 at a grade 6. I do recommend approval.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 14I for the Criminal District Attorney's Office. Number 1 is approval to award a discretionary step for the employees listed below in accordance with HR criteria certification as per section 8.03 of the Classification and Compensation Plan, effective upon Commissioners Court approval. This is for discretionary step 5 for slots 0196 and 0101, a District Attorney 3 and a 2 at a grade 17 and a grade 15. Everything is in accordance with policy. I do recommend approval, and if I may, item number 2 is approval of the following actions effective upon Commissioners Court approval. This is to decrease a supplemental allowance for slots 0119 and 0138, Assistant District Attorney 3, each in the amount of $5,040, and to add supplemental allowance to slot 0030, an Assistant District Attorney 3, in the amount of $5,040. And as well to slot 0181, another Assistant District Attorney 3, in the amount of $5,040, and slot 0018, an Assistant District Attorney 4, in the amount of $4,850. I do recommend approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Erica. Item 15, Urban County, PR.
Item 15A, Commissioners, 1, accept North Alamo Water Supply Corporation letter of commitment, which certifies that it will provide a check for the full amount of the shortage amount of $138,180 to supplement the construction budget deficit in order to award the construction contract for the Texas Department of Agriculture 2022 Colonia Funds Construction Project, contract numbers CFC 21-0418. And 2, subject to compliance with the House Bill 1295, the Urban County Program is requesting consideration and action to award and enter into a construction contract with J&J Constructors, which is the lowest responsible bidder in the amount of $1,078,180, which will be utilizing funds awarded to Hidalgo County by the Texas Department of Agriculture in contract number CFC 21-0418, as well as a local contribution funds provided by North Alamo Water Supply Corporation.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And for item 15B, subject to compliance with the House Bill 1295, the Urban County Program is requesting approval of a best and final negotiated contract for professional engineering services with Cruz Hogan Consultants, Inc. in the amount of $55,000, utilizing CDBG fiscal years 2019 through 2022 for the City of Wesco Water and Sewer Improvement Funding, and approval of work authorization number 1.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pierre. We have already done 16 and 17. We'll move on to item 18, Planning Department.
Commissioners, Jorge Garcia presenting for the Planning Department. With the court's approval, I would like to present items 1A through 1C individually and 2A through 2C collectively as noted.
That's fine, sir. Go ahead.
Item 1A, final approval with a financial guarantee. TNO Ranch number 4 subdivision located in precinct 1. Subdivision is a 4-lot subdivision. Subdivision lies in flood zone X. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply Corporation. Solar by septic tanks. And we're requesting final approval with a cash deposit in the amount of $6,000 for 4 septic tanks.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, Tierra Canton subdivision precinct 1. It's a 13-lot subdivision, flood zone X. It is in the ETJ of City of Donna and has received approval from said city. Water will be provided by North Alamo Water Supply Corporation, sewer by septic tanks, and we are requesting final approval of the cash deposit in the amount of $46,500 for 31 septic tanks.
Motion, second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye, motion carries. I think you said 13 lots and it's 31 lots. So
I'm sorry, 30.
just to clarify, no problem. Go ahead.
Item C, El Pinto Estates Phase 3 subdivision precinct 3 lies in flood zone C. Drainage will be provided by on-site detention, sewer by septic tanks, and we are requesting final approval with the cash deposit in the amount of $54,000 for 36 septic tank systems.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Items 2A through 2C, we're requesting final approval as well for these. Ranchitos Escondidos, Phase 1B subdivision in Precinct 4. Item 2B, replat of Lot 4, Pastor Estates Number 2 subdivision located in Precinct 1. Item 2C, replat of Lot 6, Los Encinos subdivision, Precinct 2.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 19, Commissioner Precinct 1. Agenda item 89381. Precinct 1 is requesting approval to accept the counteroffer to purchase a tract of land known as Parcel 16 associated with the Mile 6 West Road Improvement Project with authority for the county judge to sign administration, evaluation, and approval form.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you. Item 20, Commissioner Precinct 2.
20A, requesting approval to accept counteroffer to purchase a tract of land known as Parcel 7 associated with the Precinct 2 Nolana Loop Road Project from FM 1426 to FM 907 with the authority of the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation and approval form. Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner. Item 21, Commissioner Precinct 3.
Commissioners, for the record, we're going to, I'm requesting a no action on item 21A.
Okay.
21B?
21B.
Requesting approval to accept the counteroffer to purchase a tract of land known as Parcel 5 associated with Liberty Road, Phase 2, Mile 3 to FM 2221, Project ROW CSJ 0921-02-364, with authority for the county judge to sign the administrative evaluation and approval form. Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Thank you, Commissioner. Item 22, Budget and Management. Ray?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Ray Salazar, Department of Budget and Management. Item 22A, approval to designate funds in 2022 for the expenditures related to the following program, Program 280-002, in the amount of $187,000.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 22B for TxDOT Precinct 4, approval of an advanced funding agreement between Hidalgo County and TxDOT for the Mile 5 drainage ditch right-of-way from Taylor Road to FM 2220 River Road, which is CSJ number 0921-02-493, and right-of-way CSJ number 0921-02-494, and approval of order authorizing the county judge to sign agreement for said project.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 22C, TxDOT for Precinct 1, approval of amendment number 1, which terminates the advanced funding agreement between Hidalgo County and TxDOT for the off-system replacement project of Charles Green, CR 342, over irrigation canal CSJ 0921-02-331, with authority for the county judge to sign all required documentation.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 22D, Child Advocacy Center. Item number 1, discussion, consideration, and action regarding funding request in the amount of $70,000 from the Children's Advocacy Center, DBA Estrella House. Item number 2, discussion, consideration, and action on declaration of support to the Children's Advocacy Center, DBA Estrella House. And item number 3, approval to authorize a county judge to issue check in the amount of $70,000 to the Children's Advocacy Center, DBA Estrella House, after review and processing procedures are completed by the county auditor.
What is this, do?
Yes, sir.
Salazar?
What we are doing is we are contributing $70,000 to the Child Advocacy Center. This is an annual contribution that we provide them.
Okay.
And it's through,
And what type of children do they take?
These are children that have been abused.
Okay. And we've done this amount every year?
Yes, yes, Commissioner. I believe it has fluctuated, up or down a little bit, but this is an annual.
and it's not general fund money, it's money that the county has received back from the state, and it's authorized by statute. So that's stated in the declaration.
It's a fund that has very limited use, and they qualify for that use, for one of the uses.
Are they in Wesco, Mr. Salazar? Somewhere over there, no? Or
Edinburgh.
These are in Edinburgh, off of Wisconsin, I think.
I think I've been there
Owasso, one
a
of those.
couple of years ago.
That's correct. It's Wisconsin Road, Commissioner.
Wisconsin Road, yes.
Okay. Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 22E, the American Rescue Plan. Approval to rescind the action taken by Commissioners Court on September 21st, 2021. Agenda item 23C1 and 23C2 for the payment of voting equipment retrofit expenditures with ARPA funds. We utilize alternate funding for this item.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
Item 22F, we are respectfully requesting no action.
On all.
Item
Or just
Item
one?
22F2, Precinct 4, requesting approval of certification of revenues by County Auditor for Roaring Ridge, Precinct 4, 1/3 paving in the amount of $124,658.72 and appropriation of the same.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 22F3, Jail Commissary Fund, approval of deobligation of funds in lieu of Commissary Funds 2102 in the amount of $330,692.64 to fund negative unassigned fund balance.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Ray. Item 23, purchasing. Mr. Belmontes? Dina? Thank you.
Yes. Yes, hello. Good afternoon, Commissioners. Mr. Belmontes couldn't be with us today, so I will be presenting for the Purchasing Department. Item 23A1. A, requesting authorization to declare the items listed in Exhibit A as surplus to sell through auction pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 263.1512 and 263.152A and 1.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye. Motion carries.
Item B, requesting authorization to advertise the auction pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 263.153.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C, requesting authorization to remove assets from the list in Exhibit A from the Hidalgo County inventory after the auction and disposal of assets in the event that no bids are received pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 263.152A3.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item B1 for Precinct 1, requesting authority to accept and award a contract for the purchase of inline check valves to the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, Aqua Works Pipe and Supply, in the total amount of $432,937.29.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 2, requesting approval of work authorization number 2 with an estimated cost of $3,387,772 as submitted by LNG Engineering through the agreement for professional services to provide engineering services required for the PS&E development and right-of-way map for Mile 10 from Mile 6 to FM 1015 project with authority to issue a notice to proceed.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C1 for Precinct 2, acceptance and approval of work authorization number 3 with an estimated cost of $59,926.70 as submitted by the project engineer B2Z to provide surveying and design engineering services for Precinct 2 Las Milpas Road project. with contract C180750-227.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item D, for precinct 4, requesting approval to rescind action on agenda item 87663, approved by Commissioners Court on November the 15th, 2022.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, requesting approval to purchase 4 2024 Freightliners and 4 dump truck bodies through the Hidalgo County's membership with Byboard Cooperative Contract awarded vendor Doggett Freightliner of South Texas in the total amount of $585,262 with 24 cents, with authority for county judge to sign any and all required documentation.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 2, requesting approval of supplemental number 3 between Hidalgo County and LNG Engineering for FM 1925 project from 1,500 feet west of FM 2220 Ware Road to 10th Street to extend the termination date of the agreement.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item 3, requesting approval of supplemental number 2 between Hidalgo County and LNG Engineering for Mile 5 project Taylor Road to FM 2220 to extend the termination date of the said agreement.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
23E, for the Public Defender's Office, item A, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262.024A7A, items for which competition is precluded because of existence of patents, copyrights, secret processes, or monopolies.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, acceptance and approval of the sole source declaration for Justice Works for the purchase of Defender Data Software Program, including licenses and support services to be utilized by the county's Public Defender's Office, with the said declaration to remain in effect while the declaration is in place or until revoked by Commissioners Court.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item C, requesting approval to enter into a 3-year software license subscription agreement with Justice Works for public defenders to document, record, manage, and exchange information necessary for daily public defender activities, with authority for the county judge to sign any required documentation.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item F for HIDA, requesting authority to terminate the agreement for monitoring services with Superior Alarms pursuant to Section 3, Paragraph B, with authority for the county judge and Commander Cifuentes to sign any and all pertinent documents.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, the motion carries.
Item G for Health and Human Services Department, requesting approval of an easement and right-of-way agreement with EAP of Texas for the Health Department Biosafety Laboratory, with authority for the county judge to sign any required documents.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item H for the Sheriff's Office, requesting approval to award job order contractor Mobile Texas Builders through our membership with Byboard for improvements at the Hidalgo County Shooting Range in the total amount of $118,246, with authority to issue a notice to proceed upon receipt of the required payment and performance bonds.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Item 2, consideration and approval of memorandum of understanding between Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office and Sullivan City for the purpose of the use of equipment between both parties, and authorize our county judge or the Hidalgo County Sheriff to sign any and all required documents. Legal approval has approved our it's no longer subject to legal approval. It's been approved.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
The next item, item 3, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262.024A7A, items for which competition is precluded because of the existence of patents, copyrights, secret processes, or monopolies.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, acceptance and approval of the sole source declaration for OCB LLC mobile smartphone app to be utilized by the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office, with said declaration to remain in effect while the declaration is in place or until revoked by Commissioner's Court.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item C, requesting approval to enter into a 3-year agreement between Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office and OCB LLC.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item, item 4, we will be taking no action. So I'll move on to item 5, if it's okay?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Item A, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code 262.024A7A, an item that can only be obtained from one source because of the existence of patents and copyrights.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item B, acceptance and approval of a sole source declaration with Service Wing Organic Solutions LLC for the purchase of an all-purpose disinfectant to include but not limited to all components such as installation, maintenance, training, delivery, and an annual maintenance agreement, with authority for the county judge or Hidalgo County Sheriff to sign all required documents.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Our next item, I, for the District Attorney's Office, requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements under Texas Local Government Code, Chapter 262.024A4, a professional service.
Commissioners, we do have a public participation form from Ms. Fern McClarity on 23I1A and B.
And B, all right. My question is, it says requesting exemption from competitive bidding requirements. Why? And B is that you're going to have a service agreement between Hidalgo County and Doctors Hospital. And my question is, I believe we have 9 hospitals that have the same thing that are in Hidalgo County. Cornerstone Regional Hospital, Edinburgh Regional Medical Center, Knapp Medical Center, Mission Regional Medical Center, and Rio Grande Valley Regional Hospital are the ones that I've found right offhand. And my third question on this, if you'll explain, is on the agreement that you have is called a clinical service agreement. On page 3 of 7, number 3.2, it has fee schedule. And it says it says attached here to as attachment A. There is no attachment A. I went through it late last night looking for it also. So we're asking, why would you not go and try to get the best deal you can with all the hospitals instead of just one?
Mr. Trevino?
I will have to do further research on this item, and I can get back to you.
Ms. McClarity, I'll go ahead, I'll communicate with the Purchase Department, and I will give you an update by no later than 5 o'clock.
All right.
Thank you.
Hold on, does the court wish to proceed with the
Yes.
agenda item? Okay.
It's already been read?
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Okay, that action was for A, for the exemption.
That was for I-1A.
Okay. Item B, Mr. Trevino?
Yes, item B, approval of clinical laboratory service agreement between Hidalgo County Doctors Hospital at Renaissance, doing business as Renaissance Laboratories for the services of cultures, viral panels, HIV, hepatitis, and COVID testing for Hidalgo County Forensic Center with authority for a county judge to sign all required documents.
Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item J for the Constable's Office, Constable Precinct 2. Requesting approval to purchase bullet resistance shields through Hidalgo County's membership with Omnia Cooperative, awarded vendor Mallory Safety and Supply LLC in the amount of $130,980.74. The price verification has been completed, so it wouldn't be subject to price verification.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay.
Thank you,
Well,
Dina.
thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Item 24, Executive Office. Well,
Thank you, Commissioners. Item 24A, 1, 2, and 3, there's, item 24A1, there's no action to be taken today. Item 24A2, there's no action to be taken today. And item 24A3, emergency situations, for instance, last agenda meeting. Judge Commissioners, we did have power outage in the FAR area yesterday that did affect the Precinct 2 complex. Our health, WIC, Precinct 2 offices, I believe tax office was affected as well. So power was restored, but it was spotty. It was on and off all day long. So JP services were interrupted. The Precinct 2 administration offices were interrupted, WIC, so forth and so on. Mr. Salinas from IT and Mr. Villarreal from Facilities Management are currently working on ascertaining some information by way of addressing that for the future, i.e. The generator for the complex, and I will update or I'll communicate with Precinct 2 Chief Armando Garza so that we can address that for the future. But unfortunately, if y'all received calls yesterday, it was out of our control. It was an AEP issue, and as I said, it was spotty. It was on and off constantly or throughout the day yesterday. Item 24B, approval of 2023 interlocal agreement between Hidalgo County and the following cities. This is Alamo, Donna, Edinburgh, El Hidalgo, La Jolla, McAllen, Mercedes, Mission, Penitas Far, San Juan, and Weslaco.
Need action?
Yes, sir.
So moved.
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I do have item 24C, and for the record, Commissioner Torres will be abstaining from any discussion and or action. Discussion, consideration, and action designating Hidalgo County Court at Law number 7, Judge Sergio Valdez, to serve as the County Court at Law representative on the Hidalgo County Bail Bond Board in accordance with Section 1704.053, Sub 4 of the Texas Occupation Code.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Please let the record reflect that Commissioner Torres abstained from any discussion or action.
Thank you. Item 24D, approval of settlement agreement offered from Texas A&M AgriLife Research in the amount of $34,701.25, and this will settle property damages to one of our county flashing and red light signals.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And item D2 of number 24 is approval to authorize myself, County Executive Officer, to sign settlement agreement and release in full informed settlement property damage to county flashing red signal light with Texas A&M AgriLife Research.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Item 25A1, American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA funds, no specific action to be taken. Item 25B, measures necessary to preserve public health and safety, no specific action to be taken. Item 25C, direction regarding county government operations, including but not limited to essential functions. Judge Commissioners, we continue to follow CDC recommended guidelines. We work with our Facilities Management Department and all other offices in addressing any issues of concern with respect to the virus at hand, as well as the flu and whatnot. The health and safety of our residents doing business at the County of Hidalgo is first and foremost, as is the health and safety of our employees, staff that provide that valuable service.
Can y'all keep us posted? It sounds like they're going to end the COVID declarations.
Yes, there is.
In May?
Yes,
so-
the two, the national and the Ms. Josephine, I forget the second one, but there's two.
May 11th.
I'm sorry?
May 11th is the.
May 11th, but there's the two declared emergencies, the national and the
State.
state.
Yeah.
So yes, we did. There was a very brief discussion that we've had Wednesday, and so we're going to follow up with the court.
Yeah, if you guys could just kind of update us on what's gonna change now that those disaster declarations are gonna change with respect to purchasing, online, you know, all that, all those kinds of changes that we need to revert back to as far as business as usual.
It may affect some of the programs that we have on.
Correct.
Yeah, so I guess if you can kind of keep us posted as we get closer to that.
Yes, sir. Item 26, the court has gone into closed session, so we'll go to open session, item 28. So item 28A, real estate acquisition appropriation for same, no specific action to be taken today, no action. 28B, pending or potential litigation, there's no action to be taken. 28C, discussion, consideration, possible action regarding response to public health emergency, there is no specific action to be taken. Item 28D, discussion, consideration, and action regarding employment evaluation duties, discipline, and/or dismissal of Bourbon County Director. We will proceed as directed, as discussed in closed session or executive session. Item 28E, Nina Triayes and Jorge Lopez versus County of Hidalgo et al. Commissioners will proceed as directed, as discussed in closed session, executive session. Item F, Erasmo Garcia and Marta Elia Garcia versus Hidalgo County, Texas, proceed as directed, as discussed in executive session. Item G, Eduviges Garza Moreno versus County of Hidalgo, and Commissioners will proceed as directed, as discussed in executive session. Item H, claim of Catalina Gonzalez Garcia. Commissioners, I'd like Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $2,845.10.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, motion carries.
Thank you. Item I, claim of Daniel Salas. Commissioners, I would like Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $250.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Item J, claim of Nancy Nava. Commissioners, I'd like Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $213.25.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Now, item K, claim of Amador Gutierrez. Commissioners, I'd like Settlement Authority to make an offer in the amount of $4,574.51.
Motion to approve?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
So for the record, I'd like to go back to item 27A. There is no action to be taken. And 27B, for the record, there is no action to be taken. There is no need for, or there will be no action on item 29, closed session, and no action on item 30, open session. Commissioners, before we adjourn, we do have Commissioners' Court next week. It will be Tuesday the 7th. That will be a morning session. And Commissioners, for your calendars, the next scheduled Commissioners' Court would have been on Tuesday the 21st. I am scheduling that week's meeting on February 20th, which is a Monday. That'll be a morning session, and I will communicate that information to our drainage district.
And to our administrative staff, so that
Yes,
they
and to
can-
the administrative staff. So again, next week, the 7th, morning session, and then the following court session will be on Monday, February 20th, morning session.
Sounds good. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion made?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It's 2:57. This meeting is now adjourned.